heading to Bernie Sanders, Sandy Anders. Anyways, I'm refilming this one because, well, I just talked to City West, as you can see from the vlog that was just filmed before. So I'm not even finished watching this Bernie Sanders video that he posted today. So here's another strategy for people that have to negotiate or want to negotiate or feel pressured to renegotiate things with Trump, including things that he had signed during his first presidency. But somehow he thinks that, it's our fault that he signed it. I'm not too sure. So do you know that Bernie Sanders kind of seems to be more of a public servant, right? Significantly, and like his history, his videos, his transparency on his YouTube channel. And I don't think it's fair that we are forced to, either as Canadian politicians, that's not me, but Canadian politicians or other nations' politicians or representatives, to negotiate or meet with or interact with, people of questionable character that keep being nominated to this or that, or appointed to this or that, and of course we can't choose people that have been fired, as our choice. But I think the choice is very important. If we're not even given a choice to interact with somebody that we feel comfortable with, then we've got a big issue in the United States. Like we should now be asking help from NATO because we're starting to feel like one of its own members is threatening our sovereignty, right? And I'm serious. It's just you don't have the courage to kind of have these conversations, as Canadian or other politicians. Here's another thing you don't have the courage to do. Okay, so go into your MP's office, because by the way, I work full time. Okay, by the way, I work full time, not in a job of anything with any other institution. My work full time is with the Human X Academy, Philanthropic Pursuit, or the Accountability Task Force, a Philanthropic Pursuit. Okay, I don't get paid because cultural repair or accountability are not inherent part of our culture here in Canada or anywhere else I've heard about, and I try to hear about a lot of places. So we are in the Anthropocene. So cultural repair is with a species that suffers from so much human chauvinism is and such confusion and reality compromised kind of thinking is it's not something to expect to be offered as a paying job, even part-time or even volunteerism. So what I wanted to say is the United Nations has to wake up. The United Nations has a Security Council with a veto system where one nation can decide, and some use it a lot, to veto something at the expense of so many other nations. And by the way, in case you haven't realized this is foreign interference built into the United Nations. If you're incapable of realizing this, and you've been in politics for your entire career and you haven't realized this, something's wrong with you up here, and it's HSD related. The other thing I want to say is when you walk into your MP's office, do it, because I'm not sitting on my ass as much as it looks like here. I am kind of, as you can see from my Facebook screenshot emails and videos, I'm actually advocating not just for me, but a lot for you guys and your kids. I don't have kids of my own. But walk into the MP's office and say, hey, I'm curious, or ask, the national survey, market research or survey companies to do this with MPs. Say, hey, if the Canadian government was approached by the United Nations, where the imagine this scenario is real and possible. The United Nations says, hey, Canada, we're giving you the choice to kick one of the other 5 out, and you get in and you have this Security Council and this veto power, or to decide to abolish the veto process. As I explained, it's foreign interference, that you would be able to do if you choose the first one. And you've already done a lot of that kind of harm to other nations, that taken away their sovereignty, their ability to self-govern in that way. Or the other choice, as I said, is the United Nations would agree with you and do it, is abolish this system. What would the Canadian government want to do? So ask the MPs what their choice is there, and then you'll know if they're capable of actually understanding the concept of human rights, understanding the concept of democracy, understanding the role of government, or if they're really, like everybody else, caught up, except with less power or less status in this game, is they're caught up in the elitism of political power, like, Trump and Elon Musk and everybody else is at the UN.